Hello. I just wrote an article on some new challenges that I'm facing as a type 1 diabetic as I'm preparing for my first full distance Ironman. And I'm quite used to big training blocks and you know, training for big endurance things, many marathons, 100-kilometer race just a couple of weeks ago. And of course, then the half Ironman, the Ironman 70.3, I did a couple of those, and I'm going to do more. But after the 100K, I let some weeks to just recover. So I lowered the volume a little bit. I kept exercising, but I wasn't jumping straight into a new build. And it's been now 10 days, couple of weeks that I have increased my output, increased my training again, and in a quite a significant way. And I have to say that I wasn't prepared for the changes that I'm seeing in my overall ability to manage not only type 1 diabetes, insulin intake, insulin timing, meals, blood sugars, etc., but managing my energies, managing my focus and all of that, because I've realized that preparing for an Ironman, for a full distance Ironman, requires a level of discipline and commitment that is really, and I'm talking here about type 1 diabetes, that is really out of almost a paradox, because as I write here, you know I am eating good food, clean food, whole plant-based, for the vast majority. It's I enjoy most of what I eat is fruits, vegetables, and legumes and whole grains. And so that plus, exercising a lot, drinking a lot of water, sleeping, all the gram advice, I'm executing on it. And so why is that my blood sugars are still wacky or wackier than they used to be? And the magnitude and the speed at which they're happening. And so, for example, the first reason behind all these changes is that I lost weight, and weight loss was and is still um, a big goal, way to come down this rapidly. And that's started to happen since I tripled my swimming workouts, because I need to learn how to swim better. I'm not a very good swimmer. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to commit to more swimming. And that meant that more days I had to, put the swimming on top of another training block or another training session, do double days on 2 or 3 days actively low. So it's not that I'm going all out all the time, because otherwise it would not be even healthy. Enough. It's not that it went, my exercise hour went up by, I don't know, 10, and then also my calorie requirement went up by 10. It's like my training hours went up by 10, and my calorie intake went up by 15. Just making up numbers, but just to um, communicate things. But I'm just losing weight, and it's fantastic any other period of the year. But right now, I just need my body to be strong and to be fueled and to be, you know, to recover in between sessions. And carbs are a massive part of that, a massive variable in that equation. And so, I'm leaner, so for sure. I have less fat. I have more muscle mass because I've been doing also some for me. So I am doing better from being lean standpoint. But um, again, this happened a bit. Avoid a low, and then because I'm avoiding a low, I'm going a little bit higher. And so reason behind these wackier blood sugars are more spikes during my workouts. Again, my insulin ratios, I'm really trying to figure them out at the moment, and they are way more erratic. So um, one would expect, I certainly did expect that being exercising more would automatically translate into more lower blood sugars. And to an extent, it does. It does translate to that. But the problem is that when I woke up here, you see, I woke up at 6 down, was causing blood sugars to come down early in the morning. And so I was like, okay, so now I'm going for almost 3 hour run, and what is this going to lead to? Because I'm already trending lower. So what the hell? What should I do? I should eat some sugar. So I did eat some sugar, and was not that much, honestly. And usually I would to also recognize how much sugar does it make sense for me to have without any insulin on board. So I went for a piece of bread. It was 40 grams of bread. So around, I don't know, 15 during the run. And I wasn't prepared for it. So I thought I was insulin sensitive enough to handle, but the opposite happened and I just spiked. And this has happened also, maybe I run in the morning and then I swim in the afternoon. And I don't know what to do because the insulin that I get for breakfast is extending enough, its lifespan enough that it touches the swimming session that I have, at lunch break or shortly after. I usually swim before taking lunch, just too much confusion. And so I never know. I'm never entirely sure whether I should skip the meal or not. Because if I skip the meal, I'm afraid, and I don't want to have that happen. So what I do usually is I eat something more, a half of a gel, one banana, etc. But on some occasion, and again, it's not perfect. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I just drop, or another of the spectrum, more highs, but also more lows. And actually, the highs are a reflection of my fear of going low because the insulin sensitivity is now peaking, previously spiked me. Now, in most cases, at least, is not spiking me so much because, again, my tolerance to carbohydrates is much higher. And also, 1 unit of insulin is now uh, handling much, much more glucose because I was starting to realize that all the insulin that I used to take, even though I was like reducing the amounts 10% by 10% more rapidly. And so it was hard for me to, and it still is, it was too much insulin, again, you go low. And so I'm having more high because it's harder to understand how many carbs exactly make sense for me per hour of exercise with insulin. But I'm also having more lows because of the compounding effect of all, these sessions plus the weight loss, plus eating more whole foods, of course, plus the muscles that I get, plus the, lower percentage of body fat, looking at my life in general, because these are all biomarkers of great health. These are all signals of great health, they just lead to it. But oh my God, all of them happening at the same time is hard to hard to grasp, hard to find these ups and downs. And this one is almost funny, is because I just struggle to keep up with the calories. And so in my attempt to, have training, sometimes I arrive at, dinner time and I realize that I didn't eat enough. I couldn't eat enough. I can to stop eating at around 6 p.m. But sometimes I just need the calories. And so there we go. Eat something. And that of course is making also the night not so smooth situation. So all of this was to say this is a very new, because I'm used to endurance, but I'm not used to double trainings all that much, because even with a double run on a day, I don't need that. And so what happened is that I just do one run and then I will have the rest of the day to eat and do all the things. Now I have a run or a bike ride, and then I have, I don't know, a swim or a bike ride or a run later in the day. And so all these pieces together are, to all of this way more than I am. I'm sure that there is plenty of them, but to me, it's a new situation. It's a new circumstances, and certainly, achieving my weight loss goal so far in the year right now. I'm happy that it happened, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, this is really now like accelerating everything, accelerating the changes in my insulin profile and in my meal timing, in my tolerance to carbohydrates. And so all of this is, you need to really map that out. And so next time I will try something different. But it's not easy. It's not easy. And by the way, this is also even thinking about like the evening snack. If I really need an evening snack, at least I have like an assistant for me taking care of my blood sugars during the night. And so even just for that, I'm super stoked to the idea of switching to an insulin pump. So yeah, this is an Olympic distance triathlon. The first one of my preparation for next one, not the one next week, but the one after. I will do that with an insulin pump already.